What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man? It's your boy Jay Howard, aka the official Georgia boy, man. And you're now tuned in to another episode of Fan of Atlanta 365, man. First. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, man. Support the channel, support your boy, man. Tell everybody. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your dog, tell your cat, tell your snake, tell your rat. Tell everybody about Fan of Atlanta 365, man. It's your boy Jay Howard, aka the official Georgia boy, man. Hey, don't forget, like, share, comment if you got something to say, because your boy always coming back. So, I got a few things lined up for y'all today, man. So, what I want to talk about today, man, I want this to be a conversation, man. Let's go ahead and make our first predictions of how the season will pan out for the whole division. I'm talking about week by week. We're going to go ahead and say, are you winning? Are you losing? I'm not into the ties because, the ties just happen. If they happen, they happen. But right now, I'm in the business of winning and losses. And then I'm going to rank how I think the division will pan out based on my wins and losses. So, I hope y'all enjoy this video, man. Definitely. Man, if you got your own opinion, you got your own way of how you feel like the division will pan out, I want you to put it in the comment box, man. Please comment, because we're always coming back, man. I read every comment. So, make sure you tell me what you think gonna happen. I wanted to be objective. I wanted to be, as less biased as possible. Of course, that's hard to do when you're a fan of a team. You always want your team to win every game. But I wanted to try to be as real as possible. But the way I see it may not be the way you see it. So also keep in mind, this is based on the rosters that we have as of right now. This is not based on any trades or any injuries that could happen. If it haven't happened already, I can't base off that. I'm not the psychic, man. I can't tell the future. So, keep in mind, this is based on the rosters that I see right now. And, so, it is what it is, man. So this is how I see the division shaping up as of right now. This is not based on, I'm going to probably do another one probably like right before the season, after the full rosters are set. And maybe injuries are done, some more injuries going to come by. Hopefully, I'm praying that they don't. I don't want nobody to suffer an injury. And then also this is based on, us being able to have a season. So, here it is, man. This is what we got, man. So week one, let's take it week by week, team by team, man. So week one, the Atlanta Falcons versus the Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be a great game. In my opinion. I actually got the Atlanta Falcons putting this game out. It's gonna be a good offensive and defensive game. The Seahawks got a great offense with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. They got speed, and then you got Russell Wilson, who can get out that pocket and improvise if he needs to. So the Atlanta Falcons are gonna have to stay sound as far as defense. But I think we should be able to pull it out. I actually got our defense looking good in this game. I told you our defense will be in the top 10 ranking. That was my prediction in the last video. So I actually got the Atlanta Falcons winning this game, beating the Seattle Seahawks. Next, the Carolina Panthers, I got them going against the Las Vegas Raiders. I got to get used to that, Las Vegas Raiders. I actually got them winning that game. I think that the Carolina Panties will win a couple of games, and that's one of the games that they will win. I think, defensively wise, they just ain't that same defense, but they're not a pushover either. And Teddy Bridgewater adding him, I think they got a chance. So I got them beating the Las Vegas Raiders. Next, New Orleans AINTS versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I actually got them beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the first game because Tampa Bay, they haven't really been able to build cohesion. This will be their first real action together. So we don't know where Tom Brady gonna show up. We don't know where Rob Gronkowski gonna show up. We don't know if Tom Brady gonna be able to get the ball to Mike Evans and Chris Goodwin, deep. So we don't know yet. But I got the New Orleans AINTS winning this game based on cohesion and based on them just having a better defense. I feel like they should be able to get to Tom Brady with Cam Jordan and all those good guys rushing. So I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing that game to the New Orleans AINTS. Let's go to week number 2. The Atlanta Falcons are at Dallas Cowboys. I actually got us winning this game in Dallas. I think that we have a lot of firepower. I feel like, Dallas, if we could just stop Ezekiel Elliott, I think, I'd rather see Dak Prescott beat me than Ezekiel Elliott running free. Because if Zeke can run, then you can't beat the Dallas Cowboys. So I got us, we got to be able to stop Ezekiel Elliott, which I feel like we will be able to. And I think our offense will just be overbearing on them. They did lose, Gerald McCoy, which was a great player for their team. But they still have depth on that defensive line. So if they all pan out, I think we should be able to pull that game out. But it will be a great game. Next, the Carolina Panties will be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you already know how that's going to look. Tom Brady going to show up in that second game, and it's over for the Carolina Panties. It's over for the Carolina Panties. So I got Tampa Bay winning that game, and New Orleans at the Las Vegas Raiders. I actually got I got the New Orleans Aints winning that game as well. It's a Monday night game, so prime time in Las Vegas. I guess I don't know if that's their first home game, but prime time against the New Orleans Aints, that's going to be a hard game for them. So I got the New Orleans Aints winning against the Las Vegas Raiders Monday night. Next, week 3, I got the Atlanta Falcons going against the Chicago Bears. I actually got us pulling this game out. I think the Bears have a great defense, but offensively, we're going to be able to, get them on the defensive side, guarding their offense, because who they got? Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky. Who's going to start? If it's Nick Foles, it's over. If it's Mitch Trubisky, it's over for him. So, I just don't feel like they have enough offensive weapons to keep us from that quarterback to get open. So I feel like the Atlanta Falcons will pull that game out. Now it will be a defensive game. You can bet that with Khalil Mack and all those good guys. But I think the Atlanta Falcons will be able to overcome the Chicago Bears, leaving us 3-0. Next, Carolina Panties versus the LA Chargers. LA Chargers all day gonna have this game. I don't know who's gonna start. Whether it's gonna be Tyrod Taylor, which I'm pretty sure Tyrod Taylor will be starting. And with that defense, they got a lot of firepower. They got a great running back. They got receivers and Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. It's about to be a slaughter for the Carolina Panties. So I got the Chargers win that game. And then New Orleans Aints versus the Green Bay Packers. It's another primetime game, a Sunday night game in New Orleans. I got the New Orleans Aints winning that game. Yes, I know Aaron Rodgers going to be ready to play, but it's just something about playing in that New Orleans dome. I just don't feel like the Green Bay Packers going to have enough to but you know what? There's no fans, so that could be, a plus for the Green Bay Packers, but I still got New Orleans Aints winning that game, leaving the New Orleans Aints 3-0 as well. And last, Tampa Bay at Denver. I actually got Tampa Bay winning that game, even though Denver and Tampa, Tom Brady got history, but at the same time, Tom Brady, hey, you're on the NFC now, man. It's going to be battling every week. I know this is an AFC team, but I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning this game. So I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win this game. Yes, Denver got a great defense. It's in Denver, but at the same time, hey, Tom Brady going to be ready to play that game. So I got Tampa Bay winning that game, leaving them 3-1. So week 4. Atlanta Falcons at Green Bay on a Monday night game. That's going to be a tough game, but I feel like the Atlanta Falcons will pull it out. I just feel like we got too much weapons. I feel like our defense is going to be better. We normally play Green Bay pretty good. And, because there's no fans, it could be cold at that time. It could be. But, I'm not banking on it to be super cold like it can be. So I think the Atlanta Falcons will be able to pull that game out. And then next, I got the Carolina Panties versus the Arizona Cardinals. I actually got the Carolina Panties losing that game. Arizona looked like they ready. They should have taken a step forward. They got, they went and got DeAndre Hopkins. So, I feel like they're going to have a good little season this year. Definitely not playoff material, but definitely a team that could beat the Carolina Panties. Next, New Orleans at Detroit. I actually got New Orleans winning that game as well. Detroit just taking steps backwards. They lost Darius Slay. Yes, they did get Jeffrey Okudah, but I just feel like the the Detroit Lions, I mean, they done lost everybody. They losing everybody. They can't keep stars there. So I actually got the New Orleans Aints winning that game. And last, Tampa Bay at the Chargers. I actually got the Chargers winning that game against Tampa Bay. I just feel like defensively, Tampa Bay ain't gonna be able to do nothing with the Chargers defense, man. I feel like they got a stout defense and they got a pretty decent offense. So it's gonna be too much firepower for Tampa Bay. So Week 5, I actually got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panties on a Thursday night game in Atlanta. You already know it. What's going to happen. We're going to put them on our lap and we're going to spank them like we always do. We're going to spank them again. This year, we're going to spank them 2 times, in my opinion. So, I got the Atlanta Falcons winning that game with ease against the Carolina Panties in Atlanta on a Thursday night. It's about to be a slaughterhouse. So let's move on to the New Orleans Aints, since y'all already know how the Carolina Panties game going to be for Week 5. And it's going to be the Chargers on a Monday night in New Orleans. I actually got the New Orleans Aints losing that game. I think that the Chargers got a great defense, like I said before, and they got a good little offense. So I feel like they're going to be able to get to Drew Brees, and they're going to be able to, depending on who's playing at that time. Is it Tyrod Taylor? Is it Justin Herbert? I think it's still Tyrod Taylor, so I feel like the New Orleans Aints got to go down that week. I'm sorry. Next, Tampa Bay versus Chicago at Chicago on a Thursday night game. That could be a cool game. That could be a cold game right there. So I actually got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, winning that game just because quarterback-wise. Defensively, they should be able to get to them, but at the same time, they got Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, and they got Chris Goodwin, and they just adding firepower to that offense. So I just feel like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should be able to overpower the LA Chargers. The Chicago Bears and win that game. So Week 6, I actually got we at the Minnesota Vikings. That's the game I got us losing. For some reason, we just can't beat the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings have had our number for a couple of years now. They defense, it's like we can't do nothing against their defense. Nothing against their defense. And offensively, we should be able to stop them defensively because they lost Stephon Diggs. They still have Adam Thielen. I think they got Justin Jefferson. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they did. But then they got Cook in the backfield, and you got Kirk Cousins who looking like, hey, he could be he a decent quarterback. So I feel like the Atlanta Falcons will lose that game. I hope we don't, but to be real, the Vikings just got our number. So that'll be our first loss in Week 6. So we should start off the season 5-1. That should be a good start for the Atlanta Falcons. Next, Carolina Panties. They going to versus the Chicago Bears. I actually think the Chicago Bears will pull this game. I'm sorry, the Carolina Panties will win this game just because of the quarterback. But no. You know what? Nah, I'm switching that. Chicago Bears beating the Carolina Panties. I just feel like defensively they're gonna get to Teddy Bridgewater. And offensively, it's going to be a defensive game, but I feel like offensively, they're going to be able to attack the Carolina Panties defense just because I don't think their defense is going to be that great this year. So I actually got the Chicago Bears winning that game and the Carolina Panties losing that game. So let's get to the next week. I'm sorry, not the next game. New Orleans versus New Orleans will be on a bye week that week. So, they get a little break. And then we'll go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They'll be playing the Green Bay Packers at home. Green Bay Packers, I think they should be able to win this game against Tampa Bay. I feel like Aaron Rodgers going take his anger out on Tom Brady. Now that Tom Brady on this NFC side, he gonna get to see the real Aaron Rodgers, man. He gonna really get to play Aaron Rodgers and see what that team really about. So I actually got Green Bay winning that game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Week 7. Atlanta Falcons versus Detroit Lions. I actually got us winning that game. I just feel like Detroit, they gonna be sorry like they normally are, man. They lost Darius Slay. Yes, they did get Jeffrey Okudah, like I said before. But at the same time, I feel like the Atlanta Falcons got way more firepower on that offensive side of the ball. And defensive side, we should be able to stop them. They don't really have many weapons. So I think we should have that game. They do have DeAndre Swift. He will be returning back to Georgia, so we'll see how that go. But at the same time, I still got us win that game. Carolina Panties versus at New Orleans AINTS. I mean, we already know who's gonna win that one. New Orleans Aints got that one all day. They gonna put them on their lap and they gonna, spank them again like they always do too. And so I got the New Orleans Aints winning that game against the Carolina Panties. And if we go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Las Vegas Raiders, I actually got them winning that game. Tom Brady should be able to, he should be able to spank the AFC like he been doing, with his new team. So week 8, I got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panties at home. At Carolina. Of course, like I said before, we're going to be laying them on our lap, spanking them again with Vaseline on their butt, man. That's just how I feel about them. I just don't think that the Carolina Panties can beat us right now. So that should be a landslide win. Next, New Orleans at Chicago. I actually got New Orleans win that game again against Chicago. Like I said, quarterback battle is going to be over. Defensively, they should be able to get to Drew Brees, but Drew Brees, he got weapons around him with Mike Thomas and Alvin Kamara, so they should be able to have their way against the Chicago Bears. And last, Tampa Bay at New York Giants. It's a primetime game, but it don't matter because Tom Brady them going, wax the floor with the New York Giants. Week 9, Atlanta Falcons versus the Denver Broncos in Atlanta. I think we're going to pull this game out as well. Denver, we don't know who their quarterback is. I feel like we should have them. They ain't really got no firepower. Yes, they got what's his name? Courtney Sutton or whatever his name is, Sutton. But I feel like defensively we should be able to stop them. Offensively, we're gonna have some trouble with Von Miller and Bradley Chubb coming out them edges. But at the same time, I feel like the Denver defense won't be the same defense without Chris Harris and all those good guys that they traded away. So I feel like we should be able to beat the Denver Broncos. Carolina at KC. Come on, do we even have to even talk about this game? KC all day. Patrick Mahomes going to come and slaughter the Carolina Panties. Like I said, put them on their lap, spank them. New Orleans at Tampa Bay, a Sunday night game. I actually got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers putting that game out. That's going to be a battle. It's at Tampa Bay on a Sunday night. Tampa Bay always split with the New Orleans Aints sometimes as well, and I feel like they will be able to split with the New Orleans Aints because the first game they didn't have cohesion. By that time, week 9, they should know each other a little bit more. So I actually got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win that game. Week 10, the Atlanta Falcons will be on our bye week, so we're gonna get a little break. Going into the bye, we are 8-1. Yeah, 8-1. That's a great start. Come on, we should be number 1 in the NFC at that time. But we will be on our bye week in week 10. So I'm going to go to the Carolina Panties versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What I always say? Carolina Panties with their panties down getting spanked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Vaseline on their butt. It's a slaughter. We already know that, so I ain't even going to waste my time with that. New Orleans Aints versus the San Francisco 49ers. I actually got the San Francisco 49ers winning that game. I think defensively they stout, but then offensively they got a great offense. So I feel like Kyle Shanahan going to be calling them up. He know New Orleans because, during his time in Atlanta. So I feel like the San Francisco 49ers should be able to beat the New Orleans Aints. And Tampa Bay at Carolina, we already talked about that game. It's going to be a spanking. Week 11. Atlanta come back after they bye at New Orleans. I actually got us losing that game. You already know we're going to split with New Orleans like always. They always beat us at their houses. I think it's a Thanksgiving game. It was like near the Thanksgiving time. So I think the New Orleans Aints will pull that game out. Carolina versus the Detroit Lions. I actually got the Carolina Panties winning that game. Finally, they get another W since, week 1. So, I think the Carolina Panties will pull the game out against the Detroit Lions. And Tampa Bay, versus the LA Rams on a Monday night game in Tampa Bay. I think the LA Rams will pull that game out. They still have a pretty decent offense, but defensively, I think Aaron Donald is going to be a beast. He's going to wreak havoc, and Tom Brady ain't going to have no time. So it ain't even going to matter about his weapons because, Aaron Donald ain't about to let you even get the ball out. So I got the LA Rams beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Tampa Bay on a Monday night game. Week 12, I actually got the Atlanta Falcons versus the the Las Vegas Rams. So I got us winning that game, of course. I feel like we just got more firepower than the LA Rams. I'm sorry, why I keep calling the LA Rams? The Las Vegas Raiders. I just feel like we should be able to win that game. Next, Carolina at Minnesota. Minnesota all day. Defensively, offensively, we ain't even going to spend no more time with the Carolina Panties. Put them on their lap, spank them. New Orleans at Denver. I think New Orleans going to pull that game out. Denver just, like I said, they're not the same. So I got Denver losing that game. And then we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City just gonna come in there and wreak heaven, and they're gonna be out. It is what it is. But KC is just a team to beat right now. Next, week 13, Atlanta Falcons versus New Orleans AINTS. I actually got us winning that game. It's at home. We get our revenge back on New Orleans AINTS. And we come out with a dub. So that is what it is. We split all the time. Carolina Panties. Week 13, they'll be on a bye week, which they gonna need it because they probably tired of losing by that time. They know the season over. They getting ready to draft Justin Fields. So they gonna be out of it, man. They done. Next, Tampa Bay should be on a bye week as well. So Tampa Bay get a little break. Week 14. Atlanta versus at the LA Chargers. I actually think the Atlanta Falcons will lose that game. I think the Chargers got a lot of firepower on their defense, and offensively we're gonna have our hands full with Keenan Allen, and you got Mike Williams, and then you got Austin Eckler coming out the backfield. So I feel like the Chargers most likely will beat the Atlanta Falcons. Next, the Carolina Panties versus Denver Broncos. L again, taking another L. Coming off the bye week with another L. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time with the Carolina Panties. New Orleans at Philly. I actually got the New Orleans AINTS winning this game against Philly. That's going to be a cold game, but I feel like New Orleans got a lot of firepower, and it's going to be a battle with Mike Thomas and Darius Slay. It's going to definitely be a battle, but I feel like New Orleans AINTS will pull that game out. Next, Tampa Bay versus the Minnesota Vikings. I actually got the Minnesota Vikings winning that game. You know what? I'm going to change that. I actually got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning that game against Minnesota, leaving them, with another W coming off the bye week. I just feel like Tampa Bay going to have more firepower than the Minnesota Vikings can take, and I think that they should be able to get that game out of there. Next, week 15, Atlanta Falcons versus Tampa Bay. I actually got us winning that game. We're going to split with Tampa Bay. We got them pretty much almost back-to-back. But I think we're going to be able to win that first game versus Tampa Bay in Atlanta. I think we should be able to pull it out. That's our revenge that we can get on Tom Brady since that Super Bowl loss. So, I think we got them. Well, we actually had a game after the Super Bowl loss, which they did beat us. It was like a foggy game. And, they kind of beat us, pretty good with New England. But I think we should get our revenge back on him since, from that Super Bowl. The Carolina Panties at Green Bay. Green Bay going to win that game. New Orleans versus KC. I actually got KC winning that game. And you already talked about Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. Week 16, I got the Atlanta Falcons going against at Kansas City. It's going to be a cold game. I got Kansas City winning that game, of course. Like I said, they're the team to beat. The Carolina Panties at the Washington football team. As y'all all know, the Washington football team, that's their name now. I won't even say the Washington, they the Washington football team in my book. And I got the Carolina Panties actually beating the Washington football team. Anyway, so next, I got the New Orleans AINTS versus the Minnesota Vikings. I actually got the Minnesota Vikings pulling that game out just because of their defense. I feel like it's going to be all over the AINTS offense. They're going to rattle Drew Brees, and once you rattle Drew Brees, it's over for Drew Brees. So I think that the Minnesota Vikings will pull this game out. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Detroit. I actually got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating Detroit. They ain't got no firepower. So, week 17, last week of the season, I got the Atlanta Falcons at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay will be beating us that game. Tom Brady going to get his revenge back on us. And by that time, we probably resting up for the playoffs. Carolina versus the New Orleans Aints. New Orleans Aints going to put them on their lap and they're going to spank them. They're going to spank them. So, in reality, you know, at the end of the day, I actually got the Atlanta Falcons finishing the season 11-5, winning the division as the division champs. And I got New Orleans Aints winning, how many did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They'll be finishing the season 10-6, coming right behind us. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be 10-6 as well. They're going to be tied with the New Orleans Aints, but I think they're going to come into third place. And then I got the Carolina Panties bringing up the rear of the division at a good whopping 3-14. 3-13. They're going to look bad this season. They're going to look bad. Come on, man. You already know that. We already know what's about to happen with the Carolina Panties. So they will be looking for their #1 draft pick as well. So that's how it's going to end, in my opinion, with this new draft. You know, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Tell me what you think, how the division's gonna to line up, and also tell me what you think the records are gonna be. Hey man, until then, man. Hey, it should be your boy Jay Howard, aka the official Georgia boy. It's been another episode of FanOfAtlanta365, man. You know, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. Hey, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, man. Tell everybody, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your dog, tell your cat, tell your snake, tell your rat. Even tell your iguana if you got one, man. Tell your iguana, you know. But, hey, I appreciate the support, man. Like, share these videos. Comment if you got something to say, because your boy always coming back, man. Until next time, man, this Rise Up Nation and Brotherhood I Trust, man. Hey, I'll see y'all in the next video, man. I'm out.